representation. I think EU is slightly less than NA. NA West and NA East are pretty even, though, which is surprising. Of course, NA East has to come across the coast, but hey, man, when we talk about that region battle, it's like NA East still showing up. Of course, EU has very little representation here. OCE has very little representation, but guess what? OCE qualified four players. We have Alec, we have Repulse God, we have Jinx for sure. Rel didn't qualify, so I think it's 3 out of 4 players who came.
And percentage-wise, that's huge.
That's amazing.
Getting these boys out, like we talk about, are we signing OCE players, or are we not? I'm pretty sure we're in game 1 with streams. Those streaming replays should kick in for us in a few minutes as well, so we'll check those out. But right now, I believe on the screen, we have Inspire, who's going to be dropping towards his fabled Orchard/Frenzy farm, it looks like. Yes, sir. Orchard, one of the biggest contested spots earlier on yesterday and the day before. You guys might have been watching earlier on as well. We were getting a little bit casual with everything. We got the bag, literally a guy pulled in with headphones a few seconds ago.
Hey, Vivid, how you doing?
Hey, Vivid, man.
Thank you, bro.
Thank you.
We love you.
I'm using
Everybody.
yours.
Yeah, he's amazing. Say hi to Vivid chat.
Huh? No, I have to use these 100%. Yeah. Okay.
Those are SC215s? Hey.
Okay, that's
I got
fine.
the same ones.
That's fine. Either I get your hearing or I get some other thing. But
all right,
you can take the seat, my friend.
We are in game. We're in game. So let's have a good one, Vivid. Thank you. Sparebow, off spawn, Misty Meadows, Bizzle drops here, Senta drops here, Rex drops here, and this is Rex building.
Yep.
Like Rex literally tweeted out that I am going here. Do not go here.
But where's Rex?
But where is Rex? Well, they've already started shooting at each other.
But I've never seen Rex actually successfully play a game not having Upgrade and Blue together. When he's pushed up towards the north side of Misty, it kind of messes up his whole rotation. His backup plan is always to go towards that lake, towards the river, get some of the fish up, get some things, started up and balled out. But at the moment, it seems like he's going to be out of his element in a box fight, actually, against Sparebow.
This must be Rex. Yes. Destroyed off spawn. A little bit of an ego check. We've been talking about Sparebow's, how his rise, I don't know, kind of getting a little bit too ahead of himself, talking a little smack whenever he gets some elims. So Rex there now strong. That was a quick fight. So when we talk about off spawn fights, if it's fast like that, it's okay. It's totally okay, especially if there's no trades.
It's better than okay sometimes as well because, Scented might be on the other side. Rex could 100% with the buff he has push him, get another fight started if he has zone as well. And this is a big thing you see on West and East Bully playing both these scrims. These tags so important because 94 people are alive right now. I think Sparebow is just one of 6 players that's died off spawn.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised that this many players have died off spawn. I'm surprised that still even 6 players because this is solos, remember. Yeah. There's so many 50-50 spots that you actually kind of have to go for. Here's Alec, one of the OCE players. He's actually streaming right across from us. So shout-outs to him. And he's landing Sweaty Sands, but on the outskirts of this. I really like this drop, actually.
No, this is very nice. This is one of the Epic Whale Classics as well, so I'm not sure exactly where Epic is. I think Epic starts at Castle and comes down, but that looks like exactly what Alec did. So, curious to see after game 1 if all these switch drops matter.
Yeah.
At the same time, talking about Sparebow a little bit, just want to allude back to it. Big thing that you keep mentioning, this man has to wait 30 minutes now. Before the next game.
Yes,
there's another momentum swing. We saw him go silent yesterday.
Yes,
it started to pop off even more. So he could be switching modes.
Absolutely, he would. We'll keep switching through people. Don't forget the Punisher action really close by, actually, to where Alec was. Punisher, somebody who struggled a little bit on day 1, but ended up qualifying after basically missing. I would say, he played his games, but he died off spawn a lot, struggled. And then day 1, he qualified through. And then yesterday, he played out of his mind for the semifinals. And he's getting Storm Surge tags. Everybody's getting Storm Surge tags. But, look, they're shooting each other, but they know they don't want to push. They're just kind of exchanging some health. That's Alec for sure. We saw Alec get some tags a little bit on somebody way in the distance.
Yeah, Punisher's biggest issue on land, even in the scrims, 100% was off spawn, not having the biggest confidence boost, not ever winning. When it came even to, his practice scrims, so many different people coming in time and time again in these ladders just made, looking at a spawn fight very inconsistent. You can grab proper data. This spot actually is something I DM'd him to go try.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it works out. It's going to be really cool if it does. It's very insane chest amount, loot amount
And Reverse 2K just went down as well.
Ooh.
A big name who I think a lot of people are cheering for just simply because of how well he's playing. I know there's no game audio, guys. They're going to work on it. There we go. We have some. Here's Nanolite. Guys, when there's issues, you can keep spamming it, but we're remote now, essentially.
Yeah.
So they're helping. They're working. Guys, don't forget, they put this together in literally like a night.
Yeah.
Barely even a night.
3 hours. I think.
3 hours. They've got graphics for us. They got a whole back bunch of stuff, and they're running these streams so we can get high quality stuff through to you guys. So we'll have problems. We'll work them out, get through them over the 8 games. Regardless, we're still going to watch no matter what. It's just important. Here's Bully. We saw him get some tags. Steamy Stacks. Don't forget also, we don't have that many POVs. There's not that many people streaming. So as soon as we get that replay mode, we definitely want to try to get some updates on exactly what's going on through there. 2 players right down below in Steamy.
Wow.
This is a great spot for Bully.
Great spot for Bully, but at the same time, I'm not sure exactly why everyone is still in Steamy, not towards these stacks.
Ooh.
Zone is far away. 2 minutes coming in. Who's that just went down in the Elam feed?
Zexro actually just got a snipe from 19 meters, so already an Elam coming in from him, and he was going to get contested by a couple different people over at Orchard near Frenzy Farm. There it is. Bully got Storm Surge tags and left. Doesn't mess around. He just left. He's probably chilling at least until 5th Zone Surge.
Yeah, right now, the zone pulling up to the top right side. This is bad for Slurpee in a sense. You're going to have to rotate very early. Weeping Wood's going to be a big spot to actually, get through and get out of. A lot of people are going to be in there to get their wood up from different spots. And at the same time, the way the hills work in there is going to be just tough, super tough to get past it, get through these rivers that are actually going downstream on you towards exactly where you need to be.
And actually, I think I'm just going to turn off the cam. What do you think?
Turn off the cam?
Yeah, turn off the cam just for...
Yeah, let's roll
because
it.
This is it,
replays?
man.
Yeah.
This is it. So we're just going to turn it off, watch the streams, get out of your faces, keep it on.
People want it on.
Really? All right, we'll keep it on. We'll keep it on. I'll try to keep it out of the face cams and stuff like that, but that's going to be me on the fly. We're back. Hello. Chat, you got what you wanted. I'll move it down for Storm Surge. But Punisher still getting tags. Wow, he got so center from where he was a second ago. He's already center. We saw first zone for a second there, Shia. Over center island, really basically in the middle of the map. And my guess from here, I've seen all sorts of different zones, but it could be a frenzy zone, and it could be a mountain range zone, between Lazy Lake and stuff like that.
Well, while that happens and these players are considering that, it slows down their game. The biggest issue of having center zone this early is that your plate's very big.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of options for things to do with you, and there's so many more openings for grenades even to start to get rained down on you. It is solos, so you might not get the 200 tag right on you just to end your game, but Punisher's got to make the right decisions now and actually take control of the game, which sometimes is a lot more difficult than just rotating in late.
Absolutely. Here's Shaka taking some shots. I just realized, actually, that we should probably be watching on OBS rather than on this so that the sound is synced and we're actually looking at the same timing as the stream. But regardless, taking some snipes. Sniper, way more important today than any other time,
Yeah. I mean, the big thing about the sniper too, I think you've noticed it, is having it too long in your inventory can just ruin your game up totally. It's a risk and an investment in a sense. It is kind of free if you hit your shots, but after that, after the 4th zone, you're playing with 4 inventory slots instead of 5.
And we've talked time and time again about Storm Surge being important. Is that going to matter too much after what the points that you're basically talking about, the timings that you're talking about, taking in towards the end game? Is it better just to carry an AR? But another thing, don't forget how scuffed every single player is going to be, even having a sniper, because people won't find shield. People are not all going to be max health going into 4th, 5th zone. So the impact of it could be even greater, not just for tags.
I mean, we're just watching people from the top right and middle side of the map.
Exactly.
If you go to the bottom and the bottom left, I'm pretty sure we're going to be seeing some rainbow loadouts, full shields. Might be a few people more stacked over there. At the same time, they're going to be fighting against the grain to get in zone.
And I'm just going to be looking for the server replay IDs and stuff like that real quick.
Yep. Man, I go through the list once again. Khanada, one of the other people who's been training really hard mentally and, in-game physically to be at the peak of his performance here today. Maybe went through a few ego checks as well when it came to, exactly who he is and how he's playing. Today's going to be another defining moment, not only for his game, but for his chapter as a player, for his brand. And there's so many people behind him as well. Speedy, very invested in him. There's so many people that are playing in here as a solo player, but have a whole family kind of friends in the sport group supporting them. I know you and Bumpa are very close. We got a little bit emotional yesterday after that qualification.
Absolutely, man. He's somebody that I went to TwitchCon 2018 with him. We took a big risk. That was kind of really huge for both of us in terms of a lot of different places. We flew out on our own dime, ended up qualifying for the finals together. From there, our careers have gone different ways, but he comes back, takes another big risk for him at a turning point in his career, and qualifies for finals again. So I'm really hoping that he does well today.
The zone that kind of pulls in towards the center once again. You mentioned the mountains, you mentioned Frenzy. I think this is one of the most natural skill zones in the game. A mountain will not block off people. The hills aren't too high. But at the same time, rivers do exist. So that will be one of the biggest puzzle pieces to overcome. The players to, make sure to utilize properly and not get caught in right now. Nano on the top left of your screen getting a few tags onto himself. Has a very interesting loadout right now. Less ammo, but cool guns.
Cool guns indeed. That scar is so important, but less than 100 ammo count. Jinx in a fight. A lot of people below Storm Surge. We saw Frey below Storm Surge. 86 people alive. Don't forget, we got a minute 30 until this zone closes and we start going to third zone. It starts ticking probably, 10, 15 seconds into third zone?
Yep.
So
now, this is, if you've played, stack scrims, this is literally exactly how they look. Anyone that has that experience is going to be feeling a lot more comfortable right now. The question is, are they in the right position to manipulate that? Because if you're just playing open scrims, this is a field and thing you've never seen before.
So something to note right here, basically, Jinx, is it worth him taking this fight? Because he is 44 below Storm Surge. He needs to at least trade damage. In this situation, I think I'm fighting this guy, just like getting in his face, trading that damage, and then going to zone. You have the Band-Aids. That is a storm fight. Don't mind. Because if you get to zone and you're still below Storm Surge, it doesn't matter.
At the same time, that box fight can just pull you back on time.
Yes.
There's a bunch of other people. There's 84 people alive rotating in the zone. He could hold that guy once he gets in, but it's more of a risky play. Because right now, it's all or nothing.
It's no guarantees.
If he doesn't find anyone right now, it's kind of over. So this is kind of intense. He needs to find a box. There's one. As you look back, no. Both sides, he goes down.
Yeah, and instantly pouncing different players. Nanolite 7 below. Not a good start, man. You need these tags. Seriously, you need these tags because as we can see the format, man, 50th place. And people might be like, oh, 50th place, that's nothing. You can get 50th place easy. But no, we're not going to see 50th place until 6th zone this game.
6th zone. Yeah, that's actually a huge wave to go right through with. 15 players also need to go down right now. So this Storm Surge, as soon as you get above, you need to go above again, and again.
Exactly. As all the different people, don't forget, this is slightly delayed. So we're actually going to see Jinx go down in a second here, which is certainly going to push him way below because that was a full, I think, 150, 200 HP in total damage that went up.
And there
so
you
he
go.
keeps trading back and forth.
It's a seesaw.
So don't forget, when we watch these streams, pay attention to the storm section, the storm count, which zone we're in, because that's going to tell you the delay on different people's streams. Since we only have streams for now, this is what we kind of have to work with. Good tags for Nano, though, staying basically in this. This was kind of a situation where I was like, oh, you might be out of the game already.
I mean, he chose and just kind of pushed his luck there, spraying into the cornfield. Gets 125 tag, putting him over. But at the same time, we are on a timer because once again, he drops all the way down to about 6 or 5. We're looking at, these numbers as well. 47, 25 damage above Storm Surge. Usually it's almost 100, 120. People have so much room to think and move across to the next point in their game. We are still in the pit stop. The engines are still being changed. I'm curious to see which cars are still on the track, though. Who's, doing really well, who's still zooming around, accelerating at breakneck speeds, because every single person we're watching right now is either stuck on a ramp, stuck in a box. No one's learning anything new about the game.
So who are you watching right now? I can't quite read that name. It is... Waiting for it to go away. Steens? Is that Steens?
Might possibly be Steens.
Okay, yeah, Steens. So below as well, third zone coming in. Storm Surge is now active. Storm Surge is going to tick. There it is.
There's 7 people that it's being ticked on. This is exactly what needs to be done. Sprays anything has 4 floppers, so he can survive, but at the same time will not be able to have that flexibility endgame, and his loadout, in a sense, will be absolutely shambles. There's the first one. Maybe he can heal it out, but imagine how many other people are using their inventories right now, their floppers, etc., etc.
Yeah, that's a wrap for him. Only a couple floppers.
Half his utility pool.
You know, something that's interesting. Here's Alec. I think well below Storm Surge, getting a drop of his own. He's actually might be able to out-heal this, depending on the heals. No, I don't think so. Player right in front of him rotating. This is it. No, the tree blocks last second, and that's a wrap. I definitely think when you're in this situation, it's like no chance no matter what.
He needs one tag, man.
I know, but it's hard. It's legit hard to get tags because people are playing so carefully.
Like that, all right. So while Ballatw changes out that battery to see exactly what's going on audio-wise, we're going to be watching Storm Surge actually dissipate right before it ticks down on Steens. So he gets to live, but he's hanging on by a thread. No HP left, no shields, no floppers. The man survives. No campfire needed, no tag needed either, but right now needs some type of impact or a POI to drop on his feet unlooted, because this is a huge mountain he has to cross. The next Storm Surge will hit. It'll be about 20 people, I guarantee, that need to go down there as well. And if you couldn't find one mid-game, imagine how much harder it is towards that end cycle. Frey over here, not actually being affected by Storm Surge yesterday, learning from his lessons. And we talked about, you know, the big boy loadouts. We got blues on the trade weapons, the AR, the shotgun, and an RPG in tow with floppers. I'm looking at and thinking about hype plays 100% right now. Frenzy Farm as well is going to be very natural. It's all going to be about skill and timing when it comes to that end game. So as long as Frey gets a good central position, he should be close to half and half, and then can pop off with that RPG, with those flopper plays. I know people call Anas the flopper king, but after yesterday, I think Frey might have a shot at that title. So 2 players left alive. Only 4 minutes.
Am I coming through?
I don't know.
You don't have headphones.
I have headphones here. You got to plug them in. But
okay, all right,
yeah,
cool. Well, we can plug them in right here, basically. So you should get on that.
Yeah.
A note about Frey, though, with his floppers. Sure, flopper king possibly, but he did throw a couple times yesterday in terms of using them properly. So rough spot for him, but no, not necessarily a rough spot. Obviously, he's in a good spot. I'm talking about basically yesterday, the amount of times that we saw him basically not make it all the way into zone, even though he was popping floppers. Regardless, 4th zone has been revealed. It's a frenzy ending. People who land here, Inspire. People who land here, Zexro, I believe. I think Zexro did not go down in the feed, so keep an eye on that. He lands at Orchard. This could be a really, really good spot for him. Seth from Train H, an EU player, just took out, I think, Niddle from BBG, and AV going down. That's a big name. 5 before placements actually start. Oh, a huge RPG through the window. I was wondering why I was leaving that open right on the side. That's a 10,000 IQ special tactic coming out from Frey, letting that window stay there and wait until somebody goes in.
That's patience, 100%. 295 damage above Storm Surge, so he's big chilling right now.
And the impact is 3 floppers. Drops the RPG. This is the play. This is 100% the play because we saw Dreamhack, Sweden, placement. Just get placement every single time. He's guaranteeing that right now.
Question is, he has these rockets still until I think he has 5 more left. Do we use that rocket more so to, you know, screw other people over? Like every placement matters, right? One person goes down, you use their mats up. That's another point on the board for you.
Zexro just went down.
Oh, no way.
He just got shotgun. I think he was the 50th player to go down, so 1 point for Zexro, maybe 6 points total. Here's Steens again. Still below Storm Surge, but still alive, and then all of a sudden the clutch snipe comes through right before Storm Surge becomes active in the next zone.
And that could potentially be a point, right? That person's game could just be completely over. That's placement for him. So tags right now could be worth points overall on the leaderboard.
Exactly. A good way to put it for sure. Game number 1 so far, exactly what most people thought this would be. Stacked as all regions colliding and creating basically the most intense game of Fortnite we've seen since World Cup.
And right now, not stopping, more tags coming in, but The overall surge still dwindling. Was 120 damage, now 124. Was 116 as well. Some people going down, which means he might be going up too. Yep, slowly rising. 170 damage above Storm Surge now.
And Alexis connected for an elim in the feed. Trying to keep an eye out on big names. Frey in the bottom right of your screen now. He's way ahead in terms of delay, so keep an eye out. He's already in 6th zone. It's moving north side, which means Steens, who just got 5th zone on his stream, basically is going to be, because of the rotation that he's going to get 6th zone on the same time. Here's Frey, though. He's way ahead. We'll stick with him as much as we can. Before we maybe hop into replays, here we go. I do have that, so I'm going to send that over to our production.
Now we watch Frey. This is low ground with zone on rotation. So we're playing passive. We're playing for placement 100%, but at the same time not gaining any information. Does Hyde have an RPG? Are there harpoons around me?
Yeah.
There is a lot of reward here, but at a big, big cost.
At a huge cost. Let's see the rotations now. Everybody, it's a straight zone. So not really too hard for a lot of people to make this rotate. Still, the cheap tunnels, people ahead of zone. Basically, everybody's getting gifted a tunnel here from Frey, and a bunch of people go way ahead, but getting ahead is so important.
I mean, if you just listen to the feed right now, you listen to the game, there's so many times where everyone's shooting, and then as soon as that zone catches up, the server just falls quiet 100%. Yeah. These elims coming out time and time again, but at very specific intervals. Right now, Frey coming all the way back on his tarp to see if he can get a few shots in, then moves forward, lets the server develop a bit. He can gain position on other people. That's a huge flop.
That's Top who goes down. I saw Bizzle got an elim, Fuzzy got an elim, and Alex still up. So many different players who we're all tracking. I think Bizzle, one of the notorious solo LAN players, one of the best of all time, showing up here today. Frey, now the flopper plays start. There's probably a lot of people in zone. Keep an eye out on this feed, but we're going to hold on for a lot of players as everybody starts to exhaust their flopper resources.
Yeah, the spidey senses have to start tingling. You have to basically play on instinct, absolutely. 20 HP all the way up to 50 once again.
Fuzzy, another elim. Bizzle, another elim too. So a couple different people popping off right now. Mastek, I think there. Bizzle, another one. I've seen 4 from him and Fuzzy together. I think I just saw Zate go down 2. Here's the replay mode. We are in, and we have Zate in Endgame 2. Wow, this is actually really ahead. Basically synced up with the stream of Frey. Nanolite up, Mexi up, Frey, where's Fuzzy? Fuzzy did go down. Bizzle still up. Khanada still up.
Yeah, there's a lot of potential energy still left over here. Nano taking an RPG, but still holding height against Masef, who pops off on these moments, a new debut controller player who's gotten on Nanolite's back over and over again and won. But right now, Nano's holding him down. A lot of people have just popped off. You've talked about Bizzle 100%. These guys have gotten their points in, but Nano, nothing to actually use. Mexi getting that elim, 6th place handed out.
6th place handed out. That was Frey who went down. I believe we're going to get back into replay mode for a second. Mexi still has floppers to play with, and everybody's still holding on. A lot of people in zone. Mexi's actually been able to take high ground because of that RPG, and I think that's Nanolite who fell all the way down to low ground. So Mexi versus 2 gets him in his box. This might be 1. No, he goes down.
Choke.
Last second to the low ground player. Here's the last moments. We'll see the RPG. We'll see exactly who that was. Khanada actually went for a high ground play at the same time. So multiple different angles, multiple different approaches.
And Bully's alive on the bottom left as well. This force by Khanada throws Nano's height 100%. This makes it RPGable. We'll see it coming out in just a second when he actually lost that height. Mexi all the way back in zone right now, still playing with those floppers going for height. There's the RP from Masef. This man counters Nano 24/7. This time it was Khanada up there with a big pop-off.
Absolutely destroying 2 in front of him and then cleans up, almost gets trapped. The movement insane. And he's actually going to be able to close out. 1 tap onto Mexi. The freeze frame shows it all. Unbelievable.